A 17-year-old at St. Stithians, South African boy, has been picked up by the most expensive, most lucrative league in the world. New things, a new season on the Mighty Metro FM. It was great to hear the voice of Loot Love on the Mighty Metro FM. She'll be joining Thibaut Touch, of course, on the drive. So we'll be taking over from them every single day come the 1st of April. Looking forward to it. A former colleague here at Metro. We did breakfast together, in fact. So I'm glad to have her back. A good signing that from the Mighty Matric FM. She was alongside Thibaut Touch today. A glimpse of what's coming in the next year from the drive. Are you guys keeping the name? Is it still the touchdown? Oh, they're gone. I don't know. Did anybody ask that? Is it remaining the touchdown? Is it the loot touchdown? Is it remaining? I'll ask them tomorrow. 11 after the hour 6. Welcome to it. It's the Mighty Metro FM. This is Sports that Amplified with Andile. Thank you so much for the touchdown. They do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6. Listen, who is Kwena Maphaka? Because I'm hearing a 17-year-old who's just about to be a millionaire. Huh? Who is Kwena Maphaka? We're going to get to the bottom of that today. We're going to make a couple of calls. We're going to ask a couple of people. And we're going to find out who Kwena Maphaka is and why the 17-year-old has just become one of the most valuable sports people in South Africa. 17 years old. That's high school. That's not even Matric yet, yeah? Matric this year. And a millionaire. Who is Kwena Maphaka? We're going to get to the bottom of it. But also, we have Mbuzi, the GOAT, the greatest, coming on, because last year we had her on and it was a beautiful conversation about turning a new leaf, but seemingly something went sour. It's exactly 13 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. It is a game day for Bafana. They're in action today against Algeria out in Algeria. It's a friendly match, of course, but a lot expected from this team. I'm seeing a lot of changes that I'm presuming are going to be made by the coach. I made an example yesterday on Soccer Zone last night with Dr. Kumalo and Simpiri Ludlu to say, it's almost like, when you have something that you don't appreciate. I think there was a Janet Jackson song that said, you don't know what you've got until it's gone. And I think that's where we're finding ourselves with our coach, Hugo Bruce. For a lot of us, in fact, that think he's a great coach and he's the way forward for Bafana, is that other nations are looking and saying, hey, let's destabilize this. We want this coach. As case in point, the journalist that wrote the story that engulfed the country saying that the coach was moving, the coach is playing his last game. I can assure you. I don't think he's the worst thing that can happen to us. In fact, I shun to say that I think he's the best. But that's just me. There's some great games this evening, including the one that I've just mentioned now, where South Africa are going to be playing Algeria. So looking forward to that one there. It does kick off, and I think it's at 11 o'clock South African time that match does kick off. So you can watch out for that there. But there's friendlies, a gang. Zimbabwe playing Kenya. That's a good one. Uganda and Ghana. That kicks off now at 6 o'clock. In fact, it should have kicked off already, that game. International games as well. European teams. Ivory Coast playing Uruguay. That's Cote d'Ivoire playing Uruguay. That's a good game. That England versus Belgium. Haven't seen where Belgium are in a while. That generation of the golden era almost of Belgian football seems to have now lapsed. Where are they now? They're playing England out in England, so that's a good one. One of my favorite countries right now, Netherlands. They're taking on Germany. Remember, Germany beat France. So it's going to be exciting to see where this Netherlands team is. That game kicks off at 9:45, so that's going to be a big one, that as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Egypt versus Croatia. Slovenia versus Portugal. Without Ronaldo, this Portugal team has been doing well. I wonder, is it an end of an era so much for Ronaldo? I know he'd love to play the 2026 World Cup. It's something that he had mentioned. But is he going to be able to fit in this team? Spain versus Brazil, though, has to be the biggest game today. Spain versus Brazil. I don't think Spain are on par at the moment. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. That game is at 10:30. So those are the matches that you can look forward to and watch this evening. But that's not my bit. My bit today is the GOAT that is coming on. Unampumelelo Nyandeni, former TS Galaxy and JVW midfielder, now joining us. She's on the line. We've got Mpumi.
Yo, put Andile.
Oh, right, Mbuz.
I'm right, Kwena.
Hey, you sound good. Listen to you, eh?
No, right. Yes, until no, right, because life is short.
Ukuphi usajimini or uyejimini or usemsebenzini or uphuma emsebenzini phela into ozenzayo ziningi.
Hayi sengibuyile ngisendlini.
Ejimini sobuyela? Benijima esikhathini?
Askis?
Benijima esikhathini kanti?
Bejima ngo-7 so bayikhanselile. Abazojima abaningi.
Oh, okay. So does that happen often? Because I mean, I can imagine ukuthi abantu mababhizi emsebenzini, they can't make it and there's not enough of a team, then iyakhansela. Does that happen often?
The nominees for
about progress. We had a great conversation about you joining TS Galaxy and finally getting paid as a professional. Bagumnandi, man, you know, we're celebrating something. You've now left TS Galaxy. You've gone back to JVW.
Yeah, nami expectanga put Andile. It comes with a surprise. I'm leaving TS Galaxy and then go back to JVW. To be honest, transport is saying because this is movie last chima corner, chima going in now. So now the transport is being shy and yeah, no good wrong patala is a professional wrong patala party they saying shaga cool because saying shalek pain yabo and nothing savings in the movie la is savings the console. In the TS Galaxy transport.
Mpumi. No.
Serious.
You left a team that is, you know, paying you better than you've ever been paid in your life because of the transport. Because
but it's something.
Bebagupi before.
Beba like calling with Alex.
Mpumi.
Serious.
Mpumi. The difference between the Santin and Alex was no we hambang
but then the Kumbuli traffic and the ETS Galaxy, they start training 4:30. So, minamang fiyang abo 5:30, 5:15, you know, and the thing we say isn't as mean, and they've been sharing a good traffic. So, for me, I should be saying, and obviously, coach funa 110%. Yabo. So minamang figang katele and angsa nigi 110% and angsumuntu njalo I want to give it all. Angfuna ukuthi mang hlele benchini ngishala cause angtrainanga kahle the whole week and the TS Galaxy trainer 5 days and then plus no gaming 6 days.
Why are you late though? I mean, why ungasuki la usuka khona a little bit earlier?
Emsebenzini phuma 4:30. And I can't do meeting each and everything puma early. They won't allow me.
So emsebenzini uqeda 4:30 bona baqala ukujima 4:30. And this is something ebekhona since ufike TS Galaxy.
Ekuqaleni besijima last year besijima 5. So bengikhona ukucover ejimini bengifika 5 to 5 or
I don't understand, man. I don't understand with the transport. How is it that much more extra if it's between Alex and I mean, it seems like such a short.
Okay, let me break it down.
Please.
Per month, manje besing faga petrol like in a month 4,000, and it's a lot. And manje next month petrol akhuphuka again. You know.
Man Mbuzi ke ukudlala ngami man.
Angidlali ngawo but Andile phela ish but Andile man ish i-transport yazi maso ukhula and ubona nezinto ukuthi sokhulile ezinto kumele uwafule.
Have you spoken to Desiree Ellis about your one cap? Have you guys had any sort of conversation?
Yes, last year, I think November. Yeah, I think November, Coach Desiree umfonele, and then one thing is ukuthi they will organize a friendly game and they will give me, they will honor me with that one cap. So I was happy that Coach Desiree, we have an agreement with my friendly. She gonna call me and then she gonna honor me my one cap.
Oh wow, Mpumi.
And thanks to you, Put Andile and the Metro FM listener, Guti, because after me kuluma ngindaba kaJenny, then Coach Desiree na washo ukuthi nama legends lawa uzowabiza azowa honor ama-cap wabo. So thanks to you and Metro FM.
I'm very proud of you, and I'm glad that this is happening. I'm glad that you didn't retire after the TS Galaxy saga, because this is the one thing it would complete your career for you. You know, when you do this. I'm very happy for you. I think, you know, last year is a long time ago. I think maybe a little bit more pressure needs to be put on Coach Desiree to put you in there, give you that one cap, give you that honor, so that you can walk away fulfilled at what you've done for your national team.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu but Andile nami ngizekelele. I'll keep pushing, I'll keep working hard ukuthi when that time ifika yabo ngithole ngekho unfit, ngithole ngiready ukuthi ngikhombise ukuthi I'm still lembuzi le abayaziyo, I'm still strong, I'm still going strong. So thank you very much.
I still can't believe what you yegi TS Galaxy and uyegi swe transport. Mbuzi.
I'm believing but Andile. That's why ngithi ukuthi economy yethu rough. Yabo, that's why ishimele manje mawuthatha decision wazi ukuthi kusasa uzokwazi ukuthi family yakho incede ngani, because mawujabheka manje after football uzoyenzani, ayenzi mix, and there is not ukuthi sonke size coaching. What if ngiye coaching then ayekho umuntu ongichashayo? So you see abantu bangibona endleleni sengimpunga bathi ya umbuzi lo dlala ibhola nani angina next. Yabo, so I need to ukuthi ngi-back up ukuthi mangiyeka ibhola at least nginento ephathekayo esandleni, ngine-coaching, nginomsebenzi. Yabo but Andile.
We're speaking to former Banyana, former TS Galaxy and now JVW midfielder Mpumi Mbuzi Nyandeni. She's left TS Galaxy and gone back to JVW. Hey, I was very surprised. You guys finished 4th last season with TS Galaxy. Usizwe Sbia was your coach, and I thought, he's done very well. I mean, I knew Sizwe from when he was at Tuks, when he was doing all those, you know, when he got this opportunity, I thought he did very well. I was a little surprised that he was let go after that.
Sonke but Andile, it came as a surprise. Mangibona ku social media ukuthi Coach Sizwe he left the TS Galaxy. It was a surprise. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Ngifuna manga ngikhuluma into engayazi. I don't know. But sonke this is a surprise ukuthi Coach Sizwe uyekile TS Galaxy. I still want to know why, but anyway, it's life. Life goes on.
Yeah, no, it's 1831. Buzi, all the best, man. And when that cap does happen, trust me, we will cover it here. And, you know, it's for people like you. Simply because when I'm on ground, so I truly appreciate everything you've done over the years. And I can't wait for you to get that 150.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu but Andile, and ngiyabonga ne-Metro FM ukuthi ngisekele not ngisekele Mpumi kuphela but ngisekele i-sport general. So ngiyabonga kakhulu, ngicela lingayeki niye phambili. Siyabonga kakhulu, umsebenzi uyancomeka.
Yeah, nami mfana ngikhulume nabe Metro bangamove, because mabangama-move transport izongishaya. Mbuzi, I appreciate you. Sharp 1832 on the Mighty Metro FM. Thanks so much to Mbuzi for having a chat with us there. There's Mpumi Nyandeni, TS Galaxy ex-player now. She's moved back to JVW. It's a sweet deal for her, what Janine van Wyk and the family have done. You know, they've given her a job, which is what she does 9 to 5. Wakes up in the morning and goes to work, and then afterwards goes to training at a time that suits somebody who works a 9 to 5, gets there on time and still gets paid for that. And they've even equaled her pay to what she was getting paid when she was at TS Galaxy. And Deja Ellis, after the many conversations had here and her promise here to say she will call Mpumi Nyandeni and give her that cap, she's done so. And I'm happy to have heard that. But I asked you a question at the beginning of the show. I said, who is Kwena Maphaka? And why is his name, for a 17-year-old, been spoken of in millions? There's only one person I trust with such information, and it's Cass Naidu, international cricket commentator and founder of G Sport for Women. Hey, Cass.
Hey, good to chat to you again.
It's always great to have you. Are you back from globetrotting?
I'm busy baking and cooking and playing mom for a few weeks, and then, you know, there's always a trip around the corner.
Geez, Daniel and Ella and the kids must be loving that because they know that it doesn't happen often where mommy's got so much time. She's a globetrotter, an icon in the world, and she needs to go serve people like myself. Well, glad to have you. Cass, who is Kwena Maphaka?
Oh, man. I mean, if there's one player that I am so excited about, it's Kwena Maphaka. I was asked to do the Under-19 World Cup. Unfortunately, I couldn't because I was going to New Zealand. But I did keep an eye on the World Cup throughout because obviously South Africa had this really exciting team, you know, good batting unit. Steve Stokes was someone everyone was talking about. But Kwena Maphaka was lurking, right? And he came into the World Cup and he just blew away opposition teams. A left armer with pinpoint accuracy, a fantastic decision maker. I think that's what makes him an excellent cricketer. And what's so special about him is he hasn't even gotten started and he's hit the world stage. 17 years old, matriculant at St. Stadiums, also plays hockey, so he'll miss the hockey season because unfortunately, you know, he's been picked up by Mumbai Indians of the IPL. But
so hold on. You just rushed through that. A 17-year-old at St. Stadiums, South African boy, has been picked up by the most expensive, most lucrative league in the world.
Yeah, and I'm wondering who's sitting with him and saying, hey, listen, this kind of feels like Cloud9, but it's not really because you haven't really started. But wow, soak up this atmosphere. Because I was just reading about how the people around him have reacted to him being picked up. So the reason why he's been picked up is Dilshan Madhushankar, the left armer, the Sri Lankan, is injured on national duty, and Kwena Maphaka rises to the occasion. And for me, I think the reason why he did is he's got a good agent. And in order to get into these leagues, you've got to have good agents. And he's managed well, he's got good support, good family, really good people around him. But more importantly, he is an absolute star in the making. We were excited about Kagiso. Remember you and I, we used to go nuts when he debuted for South Africa. But that was just a few months after he had done wonders for South Africa at the Under-19.
At the Under-19,
so Kwena's gone literally from Under-19 World Cup in January to IPL in March. And potentially, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Potentially, he could be in the T20 World Cup squad going to the United States.
That is massive. That is massive
You've got
for a
to have him on your
17-year-old.
show. I mean, I don't know when he's in South Africa, but like seriously, before he blows up, because he's going to blow up. This kid's going to blow up.
I'm such a father. All I'm thinking is, how's he going to do his matric? How is he studying?
Listen, well, COVID taught us that you can study anyhow, anywhere, remote learning. But again, I'll go back to what I said. I think he's a good decision maker, and I think he's going to probably every night think about how he's going to make sure that he gets everything done, because I don't think he's just at St. Stadiums doing well at sport. I think he's excellent at academics. When he speaks, you can hear it in him. He's a born champion, and to have someone like that just raring to go. Well, we have had injury issues with our fast bowlers, Lungi Ngidi, Anrik Nokia. There's been a heavy workload on Kagiso Rabada. So I think managed well, which I think should be number one priority. he should get into the Proteas setup quite soon and really get him into the game. Because come 2027, Kwena Maphaka, with the new ball running in on South Africa's opening game at a World Cup hosted in South Africa. I mean, those are the long-term things you want to look at. But for now, how giddy. I'm so excited about him getting into Mumbai Indians. Imagine that change room. Bumrah. Imagine having to have conversations about fast bowling with Bumrah.
Imagine that at only 17 years old. But the comfort in the Mumbai team is that there are South Africans in it.
There are. Joel Katsir, he is, I think, just, again, another star in the making for South Africa. A real, a character that I think the game desperately needs. And then Jevo Brevis, who was another former under-19 World Cup star for South Africa. So, yes, there'll be South African presence, not just in that team, but in other teams. Oh man, I just want to hear him talk when he comes back. Can they have some talks around the country? We want to just go hear, what does he have to say? I mean, I'm 17 years old and I'm playing at the IPL. It's like making the NBA, right, in cricket terms when you get into the IPL. And he's just got such a long career ahead of him. Injuries are going to obviously be a thing that he will have to face at some stage, because I haven't seen a fast bowler yet that has managed to manage workloads with the league's national duty. And there's World Cups every year now. I mean, we've got T20 World Cups, 50-over World Cups. But South African cricket is richer for him. I just would like to see us, making a better effort at finding stars in South African cricket. To really get a scouting program where we don't wait every decade, to hear a good story.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if the IPL is picking you up and putting you in there and throwing you into what the IPL is, and it is literally the NBA equivalent of what cricket is. It's the biggest platform for all things cricket. Then the Proteas shouldn't be that far off behind. But also, as a young boy, 17 years old, to be picked up for the amounts of money that we're hearing, gee whiz, what do you even compensate with your peers about?
Well, I mean, you definitely still have a milkshake. I mean, you've got to be one of the guys, right? Like after the game, you're like, oh, let's have a milkshake and let's all chill. But clearly, I'm a millionaire and I'm cool. No, so on a serious note, I think so many things have got to work out for you to be a successful sports star. And I generally will talk more about cricket because that's, I've been in the game and I know about cricket. And one of the things I think about is, when a player's at a successful franchise, like Kwena is at Lions Cricket, and well taken care of, Russell Domingo's there, Alan Donald's there, these are coaches with serious international pedigree. So there he is, he's rooted down in strong foundations. Then he gets to the Under-19 World Cup, blows everyone away. Obviously, it should have been part of SA20, was then part of Under-19 World Cup.
Let's hold it here for just a couple of seconds, Cass. I just want to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the South African Wonder Boy. Exactly 18:44, about to go 45 from the mighty Matric FM. It's Sports Not Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ncube, speaking to international cricket commentator, presenter, anchor, as well as founder of G Sport for Girls, Cass Naidu, about the story of Kwena Maphaka, who is a South African 17-year-old St. Stithians student in Matric this year, who's out at the Mumbai Indians. How much was the bid? How much did he go for? Was it 1.2?
Oh gosh, I hate throwing numbers around because you just never know. And then, if someone's going to phone you and say, "Oh, you're wrong."
So I think it was 1.2 though, Cass. I think it was 1.2. I think that's the report. The report was 1.2 million rands.
And that would be a steal for Mumbai Indians because it's not a lot. But I mean, that's like the last time he's going to go for that.
100%.
For much more. It'll be interesting to see how they manage him at Mumbai Indians because, I mean, here's an opportunity. Everyone wants a left armour in their lineup. I mean, I'd stick him in, right? He's red hot at the moment. Nobody knows him. They probably wouldn't have prepped for him anyway. And just a great success story. And I think we've seen these leagues produce stars that have gone on to do well for their national teams and, coming back to the whole T20 World Cup. With the South African coaching, be courageous enough to say, hey, let's get him and let's make sure that he's part of the national setup. Even if he doesn't play, but get to the World Cup. Be part of that setup. Rachin Ravindra has had that in New Zealand. He's been part of the setup for like 18 months. And now he's a regular. He's understanding team culture and he gets it.
I'm looking at, because this is now obviously making me think back, and I'm thinking about Lungi Ngidi, 27 now, Kagiso Rabada, I think 28, if not 29 now. They were at under 19 when, it all broke for us and we said, geez, here's new talent. It's almost 10 years since then, 10 years plus for Ngiti perhaps. When you reflect on what they've done with this 10 years, for the hope and the promise they gave when they were in under 19, how would you sum that up? How do you look at their last 10 years in international cricket at a Proteas level?
Well, I think with Kasiso coming off the Under-19 World Cup in 2014 and then just months later being thrust into the limelight, I thought it was quite a challenge for him, and he grabbed it with both hands. It's almost like he's overperformed. When someone has totally understood the assignment he has, he's shown great leadership. I feel sad for Lungi that in recent times he's had injury woes, but man, we've been so fortunate to have these two stars just rise up the way they have. Because if you think about it, losing top fast bowlers the way we did, right, and Dale going down injured and all of that, we could easily have lost our way. But if you look at our bowling and how it's grown and how it's matured, Lungi and Kasiso have played a big part in that. And that's why I look at someone like Kwena, and I think not only is he a star for the future, but potentially if there's any injury issues heading into major events or heading into major bilateral series. We've got Pakistan coming at the end of the year, Sri Lanka, I think, in November. So there are opportunities to test him at that level. But I think before that, we've got IPL, so we don't need to wait that long. He's playing now against the best. And even if he doesn't, imagine being in the same change room. That's like my first question. The first day you walked into the change room. Firstly, did anyone sit you up or did you sit in the right place? Because so often...
they must have played some games with him, surely. It's a TV equivalent of fetching, what do they call it, color bars, They've got to have some sort of induction, I'm sure.
These are the good news stories around transformation I wish we spoke more about. And that is why I feel that transformation is so badly kind of communicated. And we speak about it in a way that we've always got to prove it rather than just talk about excellence. And sometimes, and that's what I love about your show, is when there's excellence to talk about, you do talk about it, right? And then you'll find that these stories just get bigger and bigger. So I wish we did more of this, to be honest, because there are some great stories to be told on the field and behind the scenes of administration. I mean, cricket is doing well. It's just when big stories like this happen and we go, oh gosh, that's a really great story. But there's some really good stories out there.
I can't wait to speak to the Maphakas, the mom and the dad, because gee whiz, how do you feel sending your son out to the Mumbai Indians at 17 years old, when he's making that amount of money firstly, but also just as a mom, sending him out to the continent in that way? It's got to be one of those, it's a bit of a whirlwind for you. It's happening so quick. He's still a baby. What do I do? But he's a millionaire. Is he going to order the milkshake or is he going to have the beer? What's going to happen?
I mean, listen, he's definitely ordering the milkshake and he's handing out numbers as well. Because, imagine his black book after this IPL season 1. Like, whose numbers do you have in your phone? Oh, just Rohit Sharma, Jasprit Bumrah, just a couple of stars from Indian cricket. Indian cricket is just, it's where it's at. I mean, the entire feeling around it is just another level of cricket. Along with the parents, you should definitely speak with his agent because, again, I think the core to a successful cricketer is being connected to the right people. And right now, it's so super important to be connected in cricket.
Well, I can't wait. Cass, thank you so much for talking to us. As soon as we get an opportunity, we'll definitely have the young man on and just have some chat and conversations. Looking forward to everything you're going to be doing this year. And of course, as you go along your journeys, we'll be tracking them and you'll be here with us. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, Andile. Take care. Bye-bye.
It's 18:50 on the Mighty Metro FM. Let's take a quick break. Remember, you can talk to us. My numbers are 060-552-7303 for the WhatsApp. That's 060-552-7303. Call us on 086-000-2160. Hey, every now and then, we cover horse racing here on the Mighty Metro, and because we've partnered up with 4 Racing, and they, do a lot of great events. Fundi Sitebe is CEO of 4 Racing. Last I saw her, she was out watching football. Fundi, ungena people in.
It's everything sports related, Andile. Good evening, and thank you so much for having me.
Ngizwa bathu Fevi Pagani.
Of course, Jalanjal.
Does Jessica Mutaung know this, Fundi?
She knows it, but Tangiti were great friends, so when it's time to support her, I do support her, but she knows who people.
So in the derby, you don't get your tickets from her?
I do not.
Fundi, listen, man, I absolutely love everything that you guys do with Full Racing. And, of course, the partnership here with us on SABC Sport is always great. What amazing things do you have planned next? What's the next hurdle that we're getting over? What's the next excitement that we're doing together?
So, Andile, I think the big one is we are currently in what we call our championship season, a really premier and pinnacle event for our horse racing calendar. So it started out early in February, and on the 6th of April, we have day 3, which is exciting Champions Day. Now, Champions Day, what's really exciting about it is we've partnered up with Hong Kong Jockey Club. So it's going to be thrilling horse racing, some amazing horses that are going to be racing for incredibly high stakes. And, of course, the fact that we've partnered with World Pool and Hong Kong Jockey Club, this product will be available to 28 different territories around the world, countries, which means that the pool sizes will be significantly higher for our punters.
I look at all the racing events in South Africa, and I see how everything that you guys are doing is coming for that cream of the crop. You're especially, when you look at what you're doing in Joburg in particular, for people that are not yet acquainted with the events that Full Racing puts up, or not quite there yet, they need more information. They need to see where the events are happening. They need to know that you don't necessarily have to go to Durban or Cape Town all the time with the same 2 events to get that quality horse racing environment and just that nice looking, beautiful people type thing. I want us to drive people to where you guys are. Where do they find you? Where do they find more information? Where do they get the updates on things that you're doing?
So I think that's such a critical question, Andile, because we've always said that we are the people's operator, and so we want to attract as many different types of people onto our events. So first things first, I think the partnership with SABC, like you've highlighted, is incredible for us because it makes sure that we take it to the broader South African market. But over and above that, we are on Instagram. I think our Instagram handle is Full Racing. So you can get information from that, or you can go on to tabfullracing.com, which is our online betting platform, but also gives information. But over and above that, it's in the partnerships that we've got with you that, helps us to say that this is who we are. Come to Turfentine, especially the people that are in Gauteng. Turfentine Race Course on the 6th of April will be buzzing. Entertainment, there'll be an after party in the parade ring. But like I say, interesting horses, interesting jockeys. And it's just Joburg's playground. I really would say that.
Listen, Freddie, as soon as it happens, every time before, we'll definitely be giving the people a heads up and directing them in all sorts of ways, because it is what they're used to as far as, the fancy get up and go type of thing, the dress ups and the themes and the show, isn't it? It's still all of that, but, just a different breed that's doing it and doing it bigger.
Correct. And we've always said that, the thing is people don't know that outside of the big racing events that we know, that there's horse racing that happens probably on a daily basis. And, days like Champions Day just allow us to show off the truly, truly high quality and caliber of horse racing that we've got. But without the dressing, and yes, it's still a great day out in the sun, but you don't have to dress up. You don't even have to pay for a different team. We'd love for you to dress up. I'm going to dress up, Andile, you know me. But it's not a requisite.
All right, Diamond Walk, let me get out of here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
She is a She CEO, absolutely amazing, taking on horse racing, not only, of course, as the CEO of Full Racing, but a horse owner as well. Absolutely love the things that Ufundi is doing. That is Fundi Sitebe, the Full Racing CEO. When we come back, we'll play some of your voice notes, and then, hey, Faith is here.
Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303.
Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Good evening, Andile, Mrenak. Just want to appreciate you and your humanity. I remember on Saturday, if you remember, you were parked next to a certain garage, and then you were busy with this conversation. Then a certain dude disrupted your conversation, and you were never rude to me. You were never rude to me, even though you're busy with something. I couldn't help myself when I saw it was you. And then tonight, good luck to Bafana and Andile. Hunter, what's happening? Hugo Bruce, what's up, my Dula Navan?
Nah, Hugo, stay.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much. And it's never an interruption. I appreciate every interaction. Do you have just one more before Faith comes in? Give us another one.
Good evening to your guest, Mpumi Nyandeni. Yeah, Kimonu Shap wa Jiga Andile. Andile, you're a good journalist. So, you know, Mpumi should have said, or JPW came with a better offer. Yes, it's a better offer, though they equal the TS Galaxy, but it's a better offer. I want to say to Mpumi, you are the greatest of all time. It's true. You are a GOAT. You have served us football in South Africa. You know, continue. Even when you approach your last days of playing, please don't be lost to football. It's Moses Kwena. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hey, Mpumi Nyandeni. Hi, Olapara. Thank you so much for choosing me and by extension, this team. Pela. And so me.